Well, now that we have looked at a chronologically organized CV, we're going to look at next a skills-based CV. Now, as we mentioned before, the idea of a skills-based CV is to focus on your skills and to look at your experience as you want to apply that to perhaps a new job or to a job where you haven't been working for some period of time. We're going to look at an example here of a skills-based CV that was produced by a woman by the name of Nancy. And in Nancy's CV, we're going to look at an extract of how she has applied her skills and put them into order in a skills-based CV. Now, in Nancy's case, she has a history working in nursing. And what she would like to do is transfer her skills and to go into human resources. And so she's extracted her relevant experience, some of her achievements, and even other outside interests. She's put them into an organization, presenting them as her skills. Let's take a look. Here we can see that she has clearly organized her skills according to the headings that you see. We see communication, planning and organizing, teamwork, training, and computing. And if you look a little bit closer, we can see some of her experience here. As a ward sister, she starts out, a ward sister would be the type of nurse that she was. She indicates that she was able to communicate with a variety of staff. She indicates that she worked closely with different types of people, giving different information. And she also presented a degree project in which she used PowerPoint and she presented that to a history society, that is. And so we see some of her experience there with communication. If we look at her planning and organizing skills, we can see that she has managed a team of nurses and other support staff. She was the secretary of the History Society. She was able to work with tight deadlines and do some researching. And she even mentions working with her children as a mother and being able to have a lot of flexibility and balancing her schedule. As far as teamwork, she indicates several points of interest, that she used to work on a very busy ward under a lot of great pressure, and she was able to use her flexibility and her initiative. She also indicates that she's studied some psychology, and she puts here in her CV that in one of her courses that she put together a particular interviewing project where she was responsible for not only the interviews but also a qualitative analysis of the interview transcripts, and that in fact her group was awarded the highest grade for that project. And then we see in training, she also mentions some of the additional training that she was involved with, that she was responsible for training for nurses, and she also helped some of the children in the school to learn as a volunteer. And the final area of her skills she mentions is computing. Okay, she doesn't have all of the computing experience in the world, but we see that she mentions her basic skills as they apply and could apply to an HR position. Now, with the example here with Nancy, we've seen that she's done her best ability to transfer her skills into words and to show the potential employer what she could provide for a human resources position. Now, in some fields, in some cases, such as this one, where we have somebody looking to transfer nursing skills to human resources, it's going to be difficult to show your success in nursing or to have proof or evidence of success in certain skills as they would apply to a new area. But Nancy has done the best that she could do, and in looking a little bit closer at her CV, perhaps you can see some of the success points as well as improvement areas that we could make her CV a little bit better.
Hi, this is Gary Toomey. In this video, we're going to look at some common errors that you, the Spanish speaker, makes. Listen to this sentence. Can you hear the mistake? I'm thinking in buying a new car. It sounds correct, doesn't it? No, this is not correct. Yes, in Spanish you say pensar en. So, the logical translation is to think in. However, in English we say to think of or to think about. There is a small difference between think of and think about. We use think of when it's spontaneous, like an idea. I've just thought of a perfect idea. To think about is a longer process. You are considering something. I'm thinking about buying a house. Can you give me an example using to think of or to think about? Excellent. Remember, after think of and think about, if we use a verb, this verb must end in ing. So I am thinking about improving my English.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Handler, and in today's video we're going to look at an idiom, and that idiom is to dig down deep. So as you know, idioms are expressions where maybe the words don't mean exactly what they would mean literally. So as you know, dig is when you make a hole in the ground, and dig deep is when you make a hole that goes several meters or hundreds of meters in the ground. So for example, my neighbor wanted a well in his backyard so he could pull up a bucket and get some water. So it turns out he had to dig down deep to get to the water. But the idiom here, so the figurative meaning of dig down deep, is actually to be generous. So at Christmas time, a lot of people ask for money, and they ask you to dig down deep, in this case in your pockets, so you can give money to people that need it. Okay, in my case, I was walking down the street and somebody from the World Wildlife Fund asked me to dig down deep to help, and I did. I don't have a lot of money right now, but I managed to dig down deep and help out a little bit for the greater good. So maybe there's a good cause that you can dig down deep for. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.